I don't see how you can hate from outside of the club. You can't even get in. Leg out.
What did the YouTube show my break? Back in the video. We got some more drama. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, I gotta add my energy to my voice. We got some more drama today. Adin Ross got scary. I know how to read. I know what that says. So I was just doing though, you know what I'm saying? I've been watching his videos too. I don't know how to read that. I'm not gonna act like I know how to say his name.
What's poppin', y'all? Adin Ross just got the cosign and the support from the biggest streamer right now. Like, this guy's got the juice.
The biggest streamer.
This is Asmongold. So first, this
Asmongold get more views on
Adin Ross's interview. Well, Adin Ross's reaction to Kai Cenat. So him and Kai Cenat had some issues, and this guy Asmongold talks about their beef, and he gives some high praise. So I'm gonna explain who this guy is and why he's involved whatsoever with Adin. He's not really involved. But first, let me play you guys this clip, and we're gonna get into it in a little bit. There's gonna be a bit of a history lesson here for those that don't have full context.
I'm not going for that, bro. Ray could sit there, do monkey noises, and say crazy shit all the time, but it's cool. But as soon as it's my community or anybody else's community, Cuffham will call me crazy juice stuff.
Cuffham had this clip where he was pretending like his chair was Adin Ross and he was whipping his chair, and he was calling his chair the K Jew word over and over. He was like, I would play the clip, but I couldn't.
They still, bitch.
I've seen this clip. I don't know what's about Adin though.
I can't play the clip. No, he was. This and
not even TOS.
I think honestly that, you know, stuff like that is you know, there's a bit of a, I think there's a culture difference, right? Where like Kai, I think, like takes this stuff, he will take it more personally, whereas like they just look at it as a joke.
So yeah, we just had to mute Cuffham's words there. I couldn't play you guys what Cuffham was saying exactly. Hell, I'd be lucky. You're lucky if you even get to see the clip. But I think the video is fine because it's just, you know, a demonstration and there's no audio to it. But Cuffham is like one of Adin Ross's OG like SSB boys, right? And those guys, the way that they joked with each other and the way that they came into the game was very, very different from how Kai Cenat came in. You guys gotta think, even when it came to recently, Kai Cenat was talking about how, oh, he's not really a hip-hop guy. Like, he grew up on Michael Jackson, and like his favorite rapper really is A Boogie and a couple of these other guys, and he grew up watching YouTubers like FouseyTube as a kid. FouseyTube and
never watched FouseyTube
Roman Atwood, and he was more of a wholesome kid growing up, despite growing up in, you know, a rougher area of the Bronx. So these guys, they grew up on the edgier side of the internet, Adin Ross and them. So for them, it's cool. But for
I watch. I used to watch. We're going way back. I didn't even watch YouTube as a kid, man. I used to watch YouTube to like phase until Rice Gum and FaZe Banks started becoming YouTubers. Logan Paul, Jake Paul. I started watching YouTube for real.
Kai, he might not take it as funny.
I ain't watching YouTube as
there is
no real
the difference there. And I think Asmongold is just letting everybody know, like, hey, the way that these people take it is differently, and you can't, like, Adin Ross, he can take that type of humor or those types of insults, but Kai, it's not that he can't take it, he doesn't play like that. And then he goes on to show some respect to Adin Ross.
I think Kai don't play like that. I just feel like Kai I feel like if Kai does make them jokes, because he does make them jokes, like Ray does it, you know what I'm saying? Adin said Ray does it, but Ray and Kai are good friends, you know what I'm saying? So if it's Adin's manager calling this nigga Kai a nigga, he don't feel like that to him because that's not his nigga, you know what I'm saying? Ray, on the other hand, that's his man. They bought him a whole house. It's different.
First, I'm gonna play you guys that clip right now.
The people that are getting defensive about Adin Ross, because like Adin was like, in my opinion, like Adin Ross was kind of the progenitor of the the quote W community. Like before Adin, there wasn't really anybody doing anything like for. I guess that's like this is kind of like the issue like with Twitch. Was like what happened is that like Twitch for a long time was basically a complete like monoculture. Like everybody was the same, everybody had the same communities, everybody had the same jokes. It was not diverse at all. And I'm not talking about skin color, I'm talking about culture, community, and content. So what happened is that Adin Ross came in and he was doing different streams. He was doing streams with rappers and stuff like that, right? And I think that obviously like that brought in a lot more guys and a lot of new guys, right? That brought in people like Kai.
This 100%. And this is really good to make note of, because whenever people say, oh, like Mount Rushmore of streaming, Speed, Kai, this and that, I look at it and I'm like, I don't think so, because it all comes from, these guys come from the tree of Adin Ross. How Speed blew up completely on his own without the help of anybody. The reason why I say that is, sure, Adin Ross brought Speed on a stream and did some streams with him when Speed was already scorching hot. He was getting like 1 million subs a month. And then he got banned on Twitch, so Speed couldn't even collaborate with him anymore. And then he had to do his own thing. So Speed really blew up independently. Kai, he came up underneath Adin Ross, and like Adin Ross was the seed from which this entire community sprouted. And back then, he got into war with these guys. And Asmongold, the reason, number one, this guy's got the juice right now. The reason why I say he's number one is this guy can just sit in his room, talk about anything, give general commentary, not do events, and get anywhere from 50 to 100K viewers. Clips on YouTube, they're doing M's upon M's upon M's. Like, that's real juice. You don't have to do an event. You don't have to collaborate with anybody. You don't have to do anything special. It's just you. Now, this guy, he was originally a World of Warcraft player. Like, he was a World of Warcraft streamer, and he came up off of World of Warcraft. He had a strong following there, and then he was dating this other streamer girl called Pink Sparkles, and he also built a reputation for having.
That's how you know I'm not in this side of the community. This is not WLP. This is the Progress people. Like, I don't know any. I know who he is from YouTube, but I never watched a stream. I don't even know who his girl is.
One of the dirtiest rooms in the world. Yeah, his room was so disgusting. Like, there were roaches crawling on his t-shirts sometimes. Yeah, there are clips of that out there. And so he was dating this girl, Pink Sparkles, and then he started to get involved in this, like, the poggers, quote-unquote, community that he's talking about right now, like the Twitch monoculture. If you wanted to get out of just the game that you played, there was this overall culture on Twitch where people used the same emotes, they had the same type of humor. It was a monoculture, like he's describing here. And he started to do collaborations with these other people like Ms. Kiff, Ludwig, etc. And their communities, they all shared a similar viewer base. Now, they have different viewers, but they all understand the same culture. And then when Adin Ross came in, that's when things started to change, and they started to throw shots at Adin Ross. And like, for example, many of us thought like, yo, where did Adin Ross come from? I feel like a lot of us still feel that way because it was explosive. It almost felt like overnight the guy was just the hottest thing ever. There was no gradual build up. I'm not saying he didn't grind, of course he did, but he also thanks Asmongold a year or two ago, where he because Your Rage was trying to say, man, the WL community wasn't really going in on you like that. And then he gives him props to not only Asmongold, but he lets him know a little bit of the history. So I'm gonna play you guys that clip right now.
But I ain't gonna lie, they didn't, at the same time, they did not like us. They were, surprisingly, they kind of, they kind of fuck with us in a little bit.
Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. They were forced to fuck with you. Don't forget the history. At first, they tried vilifying you.
Who?
Right? They were talking the WL community as if you were some trash.
Who?
But once they realized that you were bigger, had more power, they tried saving face.
Who, chat?
Being cool. Don't forget
the
how
Pogger community.
I remember.
Man, what, chat? If you were there in 2021, they would always shit on me, bro. Chat, come on, bro. They would always shit on me, bro. They would always shit on the WL community. Get the fuck out of here, bro. They would just shit on me, bro. Come on, bro. It was every stream they had something to say. Some slick shit they had to say. Every little stream, bro. Every little fucking stream, chat. The only one who was always real is XQC on God. That is the only one, chat, who was like actually like.
I never watched XQC
obviously Train
either.
too, but Train is like in his own. I don't even count Train.
I never watched Train either
anymore. Really, Train's got his own shit. But bro, like, come on, bro. If we're being real, come on, bro.
I remember that shit. I remember.
Asmongold used to back me up too.
Went down. That's what went down. They were.
Remember that game where your community would fill the boxes? They were on your dick. What game are you talking about? Where the community would fill the boxes?
Forced to like you. Do you understand? So don't be fooled.
Reddit Pixel chat. I just wish the Twitter community was a thing back in 2021. Yeah, it would have been fun. GG's.
And yes, your rage was definitely misremembering, because I'm going to play you guys the original clip where the whole war with the quote-unquote poggers community started.
Adin Ross is known for kissing Corinna. Ask Blood.
I did say that. Well, he was known.
Damn, I didn't see none of this. I was not watching the streams back then.
I don't know. I know who Adin.
Old beef.
Yeah. Where the did he come from? He kissed Corinna. Is that like his thing? No, so like he had like a bunch of connections in the LA scene, and like he hits a viewer base that like me and you will never hit. Like our viewer bases are very different, but they're still closer together than like Adin Ross's viewers and our viewers. All I know, they literally only know 2 letters.
Okay, his viewers are like the kids in high school who want to be cool. You know, like, oh, like I like rap, I like, you know, like this sort of stuff, like kind of like hype beast-ish. Okay.
Yeah, they're all very hype beast-ish.
Like they think like if Supreme was cool, they think it would be cool, sort of thing.
Dude, I go in there and I literally have fun in Adin Ross's stream because I don't watch it. But I'm literally just spamming letters.
You're like, yeah, I'm included. W.
I just spam W nerd.
He said spam W.
But nah, I think he does a good job of bringing in like successful rappers.
I think he's people. I honestly I like the way like his facial.
They give him like
he's a good-looking guy.
What's up a compliments?
So, like,
what's up back in the compliments? I can't think of the word.
Yeah. The only thing I don't get is he'll do these streams that are like really big. He'll bring in a rapper. He'll bring in like a girl to e-date. But then he'll do a stream where he plays Roblox horror games.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this seems weird. And his viewers will drop and they'll be like Resident Sleeper. I'm like, why are you playing Roblox horror games?
That's probably what like deep down inside he really likes that stuff.
Yeah.
Even though his viewers don't.
He's bringing in rappers and like famous women, but all to play Roblox on stream.
So the people in this video are, I wouldn't say they're all lit, but you've got Ludwig, who I would say came in 2018 or post 2018, and he started.
It's crazy. I don't even know who any of these people are. Like, this is sad. They probably got all my money than me.
Blowing up. But the people on the far left, like the far left, that guy is Soda Poppin', and he kind of talked favorably about Adin, but he made it.
I know the name Soda Poppin', and I know the name Ludwig, like, but I don't know, like, but if I see them walking past the street, I wouldn't know who they are.
That it was very, very different to what he was used to. He's like, yo, these guys are just spamming W's and L's. Like, what the hell? But this guy, Soda Poppin', he was also a World of Warcraft streamer. And at one point, he was just the biggest streamer on Twitch. Like, he was getting 20K plus views when that was a shocking number. And he would just be playing random games. That other guy next to him, Nick, is homies with Soda Poppin'. He got clouded up off of him. And then that other girl in the black was that guy, Nick's wife, who I don't think they're together anymore. And then that girl on the far right, she wasn't popping, but she was in that community even before Ludwig came in, and then she started dating Ludwig. I don't know what their situation is right now, but you can see kind of how patronizing it is, because when they were talking about the culture of Twitch, just like emotes and the way that people chat, frequently people would download third-party extensions on Chrome. Like, for example, I believe Frankerface Z was one of them, BTTV was one of them, Better Twitch TV, which would allow you to see certain emotes and certain GIFs on the Twitch chat. And if you didn't have those emotes, it would just look like people were spamming something like just text. So this was not an if you know thing, but that was part of the Twitch culture. And these guys were saying like, yo, Adin, it's kind of like Adin and his community are like those people that want to be in school. I'm going to be completely honest with you. These people are the ones that were never cool in school. And that's just me being honest. I'm keeping it a buck here. But Adin, he pushed into that. He's like, yo, you guys are lame. You guys are band kids. That's what he called them. He called them band kids, which was funny. I think one of them was actually in band. So it started this back and forth between their communities, which was like the Poggers community, which is kind of like the Twitch. Like, these people, they fraternize with each other. Like, you could throw Pokimane in there as well. And it was a bit of let me put it this way. You were not going to blow up on Twitch pre-Adin Ross if you didn't get in with these guys. It just wasn't going to happen. There wasn't the distribution of a TikTok. Maybe you could transition. Like, for example, Academics, he had built himself up, but he was so far away from this
YouTube,
community
though,
that he was just on his own island. So either you had your own
Academics
island, or
Twitch
you were part of these guys. And this was like a broad group of
I feel like
people.
I'm in history school of like Twitch, you know? Like, I feel like I'm just learning everything, you know? Like, back in school to learn all the Twitch gurus, goats.
People. So Adin Ross, he shook that whole thing up. So even people like Annoying TV that had been streaming for quite a while before that, before Adin, those guys are of the same community as Adin. So these guys that are in the quote unquote WL community, they would just spam text and like LOL, like they were writing on Twitter. Some of them were watching on console. And Adin Ross brought an entirely new demographic to Twitch that had never been there before, that had never watched it. And it was different from this community. And there became a battle and it was friction. And I do think it was from some of them just didn't understand, but some of them were envious and jealous of what Adin Ross had done. And they didn't like these guys. And it was a back and forth. And now still, I don't really see that they're kind of working together now, but the communities are still very, very different. And now they're, as we go here, he's giving credit and saying, yo, this is actually a great thing because now there are different cultures on Twitch. Before it was just one thing. And Adin Ross,
people like to, I like to say, in my eyes, I like to say it's black and white culture. It's really not that, but it is that. You know what I'm saying? That's how we fun, like, because like I feel like the Pogger people is black, is white culture, and I feel like WL is black culture. Now, obviously, you don't gotta be black. Aiden's not black. He's one of the biggest people in there, but it just like he does more black culture content, you know. And I feel like everybody within the WL community does more black people culture. Like you know, what I'm saying, like he does like the rap stuff with rappers. Rapping is like I'm pretty sure black people made rap. If not, they popularized it. I'm saying the biggest rappers are black.
Was the guy that ushered that in. And this is why, like, when people try to say Kai instead of Adin, like, you really don't understand. Like, there are the pioneers and there are the people that make the most out of it, get the most commercial success. It's kind of like talking about a Mr. Beast and not a PewDiePie. Like, PewDiePie was the pioneer.
They don't do the same. They don't do the same content. I wouldn't even say Mr. Beast got pioneered by PewDiePie, but they don't do the same content. PewDiePie's a straight gamer. And I don't even understand the influence by PewDiePie from him, just that he just work hard. But the content is either the same. They're saying, wow, Adin and Kai does Aiden's content and just elevated him more, you know?
Took advantage of all of the opportunities that the pioneer opened up. And in this scenario, Adin Ross is 100%.
I get that though. You know what? I get that. It's like he walks so and so can run. I can say that. You know what I'm saying? Because YouTube might not even be as big if it wasn't for a PewDiePie. You know what I'm saying? Just how Twitch wouldn't be as big without a dude. I get that.
That guy, he's the pioneer, and everybody like AMP, Blackboy Max, who else? Even like a Soul Illuminati, for instance, he was somebody that streamed on Twitch, but he was an island. He wasn't in a community, or like there hadn't been a big enough community of streamers for this new culture to spin up. So all of these guys, even though some of them may have started before Adin Ross was what established like this new land. Like he came in and said, you know what? South of the Mississippi, what is it? East of the Mississippi, he made the Louisiana Purchase. He just conquered. He said, okay, Texas is ours. I know I just threw two different historical events right next to each other. I know that, but you know, it's just let's just be a little bit hyperbolic about it, okay? I don't need no history buffs.
What does that mean? I know what it means by conference clues, but like, who uses that?
Coming in trying to correct me about this stuff. So that's that. And Asmongold is somebody that doesn't even necessarily gel well with that with Adin Ross's community. Like he doesn't fit in it, but he didn't hate on it. Same thing with XQC. Now XQC has not crossed over, but he's always been tapped into both sides, and he's always been open-minded. Like he's liked rap music. He you know, he's getting all them ice out chains music. Now. He's kicking it with Drake for their streams. He's kicking it with Adin a lot, and it's somewhat not got him shunned from this community, but they're looking at him like now, especially when he took that kick deal initially, when gambling was the most villainized thing on Twitch, and they went to war about it. And Trainwrecks is, you know, one of the co-founders of Kick and the biggest gambling streamer at the time, so they really did a number on his pockets when they got gambling banned, because it meant that he had to move and go somewhere else and do something else, and that was the majority of his content. So I really appreciate this guy, Asmongold, putting respect on Adin Ross's name. More people need to put respect on Adin Ross's name. If we're keeping it a buck, you don't have to like him. But now Twitch is a far more diverse place with tons of different types of content, with different types of people. And I think that's only going to continue now. And this, like, for example, that community, they had like hell since maybe like you could say 2013, 2012, 2013 to grow until like 2020, 2021 when Adin Ross came in. And since Adin Ross came in, 2021 to 2025 right now, it's only been 4 years. And think of all of the players like a DDG, like everybody that's in Black Boy Max, like a Ben Don, all of these other guys, they're coming from Adin Ross. And that's only been 4 years. Now imagine another 4 years, like this newer flock of streamers and community and culture is going to be just as big as the last one, which is great. And hell, we may even get a new one that we don't know about yet. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm gonna see y'all on the next one.
I mean, I agree with dude. I didn't know the Aspen dude was that big on social media. Now I know. Now I'm hip. So I watch his YouTube videos. I never watched it. I don't even know what Twitch account is called. I think he has like different names on different platforms. But I agree with him for most part of the video. You know what I'm saying? So much y'all can do. So you know it's your boy Bright. Like, comment, subscribe.